The game currently has 20 million or more players worldwide. Wizards of the Coast has completely abandoned the local game store. I want to be clear with you. I want everyone to play Magic. When I play Magic. Meanwhile, local game stores are struggling all around us, closing at an all-time rate, and nobody seems to care. I don't want more male Magic players. I don't want more female Magic players. I want more Magic players. I care about this community. I care about local game stores being able to survive. Aftershock.
Good evening, I'm MtG, and tonight we're going to be talking about Unsleeved Media vs. Wizards of the Coast. This has been a brewing issue going on in the Magic the Gathering community and extended Wizards of the Coast community, because this affects a lot of people, a lot of the community. And two things. Firstly, we've got the actual Unsleeved Media being banned from the official events of Magic the Gathering, and secondly, a little bit of a product quality issue in terms of Magic the Gathering sales. I'm not a Magic the Gathering fan. I don't play it. I am interested in it. I've sort of put it on and off about getting involved, and I'm actually kind of now happy and glad that I haven't dipped my toe in just yet, because of what I've been reading and hearing, it's not going well. So let's get into it. I had a few sort of thoughts on this matter that concern me, and as a geek myself, I'm involved in a lot of communities. I dabble in a little bit of LARP, and I dabble in a little bit of D&D. Recently, I've now gone on to a friend's YouTube channel, and I play an Elven Ranger on the 3.5 edition D&D, which streams most Wednesdays, whenever we can. And as everybody who follows me on Twitter would know, I'm a huge geek. But I'm also a very big free speech advocate. Now, the legal issue I have with this whole Unsleeved Media is the fact that he's being banned over something that's not really concerning the actual Wizards of the Coast. It doesn't concern any official tournament, doesn't concern any official product, it doesn't concern actual game. You know, in other mediums like World of Warcraft, if you insult another person, or you break the terms of service, the only time they can suspend you as if you're actually involved with the service. So like, you have to be on Twitter and do something that breaks terms of service on Twitter to be kicked off Twitter. Well, hypothetically, we know we're a week away, not even a week away from the purging, supposedly. But you know what I mean, like, you actually have to be involved with the event before the company can take any action against you. And the legal issue that concerns me is that Wizards of the Coast have been allowed to take action on a matter that briefly references Magic the Gathering. It doesn't concern any employees, and it doesn't actually concern actual players. It's just actually concerns. The whole thing starts off with a cosplayer, and they just happen to be a big cosplayer of Magic the Gathering characters. They're not, as far as I know, they're not actually employed by Wizards of the Coast. They might be hired for events, but they're freelance. They are a freelance cosplayer. They go to do different events related to Magic the Gathering, but they're not sponsored or affiliated with any specific company. And this kind of concerns me because, you know, the Wizards of the Coast shouldn't have any reach or extension into anything that does not actually fall onto their platform. So, for example, somebody say something on YouTube or Twitter has nothing to do with Wizards of the Coast. It can mention them. They can mention someone who happens to also like Wizards Magic the Gathering. But because it's not actually on their website, on their forums, on anything they actually own, they shouldn't have any right or any ability to ban anyone, because it's none of their business. It's not within their jurisdiction, and that's really concerning. It's really concerning that companies are getting get over their heads and stretching past their boundaries and into these legal murky waters, all because of mob justice. You know, and I'm going to be taking like a few short seconds out of Monday Matt's video on this to show you what exactly Unsleeved Media actually said. And, you know, I don't think, you know, I've been following this for quite some time and watching videos and catching up on it, and Unsleeved Media has autism, and I have autism, so I know what it's like to be misunderstood. I know what it's like to have your opinions be treated unfairly, to be mocked, bullied, to have people think you're a troll. You know, you're the devil's advocate. You know, when you don't think exactly like other people, you get taken completely differently. Like, the reception is a lot colder. And essentially, all Unsleeved Media did was be honest. Maybe a bit too bluntly, maybe a bit too honestly, but all he simply was honest. He said his honest opinion on something about cosplay and about cosplayers. And this is all based on the cosplay community. And last I checked, no company, whether it's the Wizards of the Coast or Hasbro or any company, has any jurisdiction on the cosplay community, because the cosplay community it's diverse. It doesn't even have its own official board. So when something goes wrong, it should really be between the two people. It should be between the two parties. No company should be getting involved, because it doesn't involve them. You know, it'll be like, guess, to help people understand it, it'd be like somebody talking crap about a Holden car away from any car event, away from any company, and they're talking to a Ford person, and they just happen to say that Holden is crap, and then that Ford person gets upset. You know, it's not then somebody happens to find out that somebody's talking crap about their cars, going and throwing mob justice at these people, going to the companies and whining about it, and then the companies restricting them from ever buying a car again. That's how stupid it is. You know, you're allowed outside of events, tournaments, and outside of official company platforms, you have every right to your opinion. And if they're not actually threatening someone, pushing someone to commit suicide, telling them to go cut themselves, telling them to go do drugs, if it's not actually enforced telling someone to help themselves, and it's not illegal, you have every right to have that opinion. If you're being honest about something that you feel you should be honest about, especially as a critic, Unsleeved Media is a critic. He is a Magic the Gathering critic. And it is his job to critique feeds, whether he likes them or not. And I just say, cut down, I just feel like there's a really grey area here. Not only people's rights being pushed onto, I feel like there's a big personal investment here. Because this is the first time I've heard of any company ever coming to the defense of one cosplayer. Many companies don't jump in like this. This is not a normal thing. So it makes me wonder, why is this cosplayer more special than other cosplayers? Why is the company so invested in this one cosplayer to the point that they're literally stepping over their legal boundaries into a jurisdiction that they actually do not have legal control over? Because this is going to get ugly. This will get ugly. And it's a very murky legal issue. And it needs to be sorted, because how many other people are going to get falsely banned? For being critics, for being critical, for being blunt and honest. For giving their honest opinion on something. How many times are we going to let mob justice bullies win when they go to these companies? So, I'm going to quickly be talking about this with some people on Twitter, so I'll quickly show you my tweets, because to me this is like having show notes, so I don't forget. So if I scroll, why am I down here? Okay, we're talking to Unsleeved Media and suggested that maybe you should, file a complaint. Because they didn't just give a warning, they didn't even give him like a warning. They didn't even give him any notification, which any professional, ethical business, no matter, even forums, like a simple Reddit forum, they will warn you first. They'll give you a warning and say if you keep going, you're going to get banned. Unsleeved Media has no correspondence to that at all. And they've completely taken his money, his hard-earned money. They've taken his belongings, stuff that he's actually paid for, as part of his lifetime ban. So, it is bordering onto the fact that people are now suggesting that this could turn into a lawsuit. This could be a stolen item case, but anyway, while I understand the theory of that, I don't think the police take feeds like that seriously, because I'm reminded of the Big Bane episode where Sheldon's account is hacked, and everything his World of Warcraft account's taken, and he reads the police, and they sort of think he's a madman, which he is. So, let's just have a listen to the clip, and I'll get everybody's, and then I'll just move on to the next part of this video that I wanted to cover.
General, first to respond. Keep doing what you do. It's having a wonderful effect on our community. Let me tell you something. Real Magic players give zero fucks about cosplayers. Zero. I'll be at GP Vegas, I don't care how many fucking 6 out of 10s get dressed up like Magic players to feel like 8 out of 10s for the day. Nobody cares. Only you and the fucking losers who give you their money on Patreon give a rat's ass about what Magic player you dress up as for a GP. I'm sorry, cosplay is just lingerie.
Yeah, cosplay is just lingerie. It's not necessarily...
Quickly duck back here, just to my... so, that's all it is. Maybe it's a bit... It's not even really offensive. Yeah. Nobody really gives a shit about cosplay. Because you know why? It's been, for the most part that I've seen, cosplay has been a women's thing. It's how women have gotten into the nerd community. You don't see women competing competitively. You don't see women compete in esports as much. You see them compete with each other in cosplay. And as much as I'm sex positive, I will have to admit, a lot of cosplay is lewd. It's lewd content. It's a lot of women dressing up to out-sexy each other. And yes, there are some men, like there are some men in Lolita, there's men in golf, there's men in many other fashions. Cosplay is a female thing. Women have to outdo each other in it. You know, you can... I think 2 years ago, you go on Tumblr or you go on Facebook and there'll be freaking women shaming other cosplayers. You know, cosplay is one of the many areas of being a geek where you have these camera rules, you have these no touch rules, you have all these cattiness, these pettiness, these in-fights, these in-house fights. And it's women. And it's women who care about their appearances and about what other women think. Actual gamers might appreciate the casual, really good cosplay and might like to dress up, but most of the time they're there at an event for the game. They're not there to stare at you, they're not there to sort of interact with you, they're there for the game. And you're only there to be a promotional thing, you're only there to sell a product, you're only there because you're hired, you're only there because you know, you want to get good photos and meet people. But most people are there for the game. You know, and it's a bit self-absorbed and self-centered for certain cosplayers to think that everything revolves around them. If they go to an event, everybody who's there is there for that cosplayer. Well, no, they're not. They're there for the game. At the end of the day, the game will always come first. Cosplay is just an outer community of diverse fandoms and communities who dress up and like to act out or role play or take photos. You know, but for decades, even before cosplay was a thing, it was always about the game, and it'll always still be about the game. Because when cosplay goes away and folds in and implodes on itself, the game will still be there. So, I don't really think that somebody should be getting banned over a really honest opinion. And it doesn't matter if you get a 6 out of 10 by random stranger on the net. It doesn't matter. You know, that's just petty numbers. So, it's this things like that I think he wasn't being a troll, he was being honest, he was being a critic. And critics have got a critic. And if you don't like my suggestion is, if you're going to get offended over stuff like this, instead of taking it this far and out of hand, actually talk to these people, actually talk to the person. You know, most of the geek community is full of autistic people, and we don't always know the social cues, and sometimes we can be brutally honest. So if you want to correct misunderstandings, just talk to someone, just talk to us. Or, you know, make a response video, make another critique video. Have a discussion about these things. Don't go making a dramatic exit post about hey, you're quitting altogether, and then sending mob justice and mob hate groups to the companies. It's just stupid. You know, you're getting upset over a critique. You're getting upset over a critic's opinion. You know, this is why women don't come to the geek community, because there's too many victims in it. There's too many people who push this narrative that if you give an opinion, you're going to get banned. Even if it's harmless. Even if you're only being brutally honest. Now, unless I ever see Unsleeved Media threaten someone, stalk someone, assault someone, threaten to assault someone, which he has not done in this video. You know, this cosplayer's life is not under threat. Her pride is just hurt because of a criticism. And as a woman, and as a proud geek, that cosplayer should either harden up or leave. Because if you can't handle criticism, and there's a lot of women out there that criticise cosplayers more than men do. You know, as I said earlier, like, you go on a Facebook post, on a cosplay post, and you see a lot of vile and disgusting hatred. And it's women hurting other women. And it's actually really vile. Like, you actually see, like, slut shaming. You see women getting degraded. You can see other women telling other women that they're fat, that they're ugly, that they're too skinny. And they actually do assault, and they do abuse the cosplayer in the photo. Sometimes they even attack the cosplayer. Because, you know, this is a women thing. This is a woman trying to outcompete another woman. But you won't hear Wizards of the Coast talk about that. You won't hear this cosplayer talk about that. No. They won't talk about it. But one person, one autistic man who really cares about his hobby, says one critique about cosplayers and about a particular cosplayer, and suddenly he's banned. And he's not just banned for temporarily. He's had his money stolen, his items stolen, and he has a lifetime ban. His DCI is gone. He can no longer participate in tournaments. All because he was doing his job as a critic. The second issue I want to discuss as part of this MtG issue is also the quality. Now, as I said in the start of this video, I'm not really that good. I'm not a Magic the Gathering player, but I've seen some posts circling about the quality of the newer cards. And I can tell you, I would be massively pissed off too if I was a new player, dipping my toes in the Magic the Gathering, and my first card that I was excited to pay for came back all ruined, bent and useless. And yet I do sympathise with Archhammer, Sargon, Unsleeved Media and other fans out there who are distressed that Wizards of the Coast are forking out resources, pampering the feelings and emotions of a childish cosplayer, and banning people for being critiques outside their own jurisdiction. And they're not even fixing their own products. They're not fixing their local communities, the gaming stores, the quality. And that's sad, because here in Australia, we don't have many gaming stores. We don't have a big geek community. You get one or two major communities in Sydney or Canberra or Melbourne, but we don't have the resources, we don't have the local game stores, we don't have the comic stores like people in America do. And it's such a shame that Wizards of the Coast and certain selected people in the community are letting it fall to pieces. It's like, I'm going to talk about this later on, but just briefly, it's like EA. I started playing video games The Sims, and I remembered when the EA took over on the creation of The Sims. And I remember when you used to be able to get a CD and get an expansion pack, and you used to have to go down to the video game store and actually buy it. You didn't have DLC, you didn't have downloadable content, and when you installed the game, you got a fair bit of content with it. It was an actual game with extras. But these days, what's happening to the gaming community, both tabletop card games and video games? It's going to shit. And these companies are going to shit. They're letting it go to shit because they're too fucking focused on this SJW crap. So, to this cosplayer, whoever you are, Christina, or whoever your bloody name is, thank you. Thank you for being part of the reason why these games are going to shit. Because these companies care more about your ego and coddling you and making sure you get the justice you deserve because of a mean comment on the internet. While every fan, new and old, are suffering product quality. While local stores are suffering sales drops. It's because companies are too busy pampering your feelings and your childish mentality to give a shit about their own products. So, if you're going to be a cosplayer and waste everybody's time by making a big drama out of something and then making a big exit leaving the community and then expecting the companies to waste money and time and resources on you, you're a big dick. And we don't want cosplayers like you in our communities because you're wasting the company resources. All the resources being spent on banning Unsleeved Media and handling you and this mob justice crap is less time and less resources they've got to fix their fucking quality and to fix their sales before it's too late. Dear companies, stop catering to these fake, harmful, so-called cosplayers. They're only in it for the money, they're only in it because they get so good at it, and they're only in it because they know you companies will cater to them at every freaking corner. And you know what? It's damaging your sales, it's damaging your local stores, it's damaging the community. Because the more you focus on people's feelings, the less you have time focusing on your actual game, on your actual quality of the game, on your actual product. Start listening to your customers. Start listening to the complaints you're getting. Because it's not the complaints about bad, mean comments on the internet that you should be worried about. It's the comments about how your marketing pitch is making local games get affected. Have a Wizards of the Coast. If I have one message for you, it's as a woman speaking to you. I want to be part of the Magic the Gathering community. But while ever you cater to weaker, childish, immature, so-called cosplayers who just waste resources, waste everybody's time and make everybody's life a misery, being drama queens, your sales are going to keep sucking. And your cards are going to keep coming to the store bent and misprinted and useless. And that's going to be your fault. Because while you're chasing after drama queens, you can't be bothered fixing your own home, your own factory, your own base of operations. You can't be bothered fixing your manufacturing. So that's just some thoughts for everybody to take, and that's my talk on the whole Magic the Gathering and Unsleeved Media for now. I will keep putting updates, and I'll keep trying to keep up to date on this as it unfolds. Currently, right now, there's a petition. I'll be putting that in the comment box, in the description below. And this, lastly, I do have a quick update. I do have a store now. I'm sort of trying to make some merchandise, some designs. I'm not a designer. I'm not really good with drawing, so I'm just trying to work with what I can. And yeah, just if everything you buy in the store goes towards helping me out, helping keep this channel up and running, because I don't earn any ad revenue doing this. I'm not monetized. I stopped being monetized, and I don't get any cent out of doing this. This is all volunteer. So if you want to keep seeing more content, then go to my Patreon. Go purchase something from the store, and that's about it. Alright. Good night, and have a good December, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Drop it.